Hey again, everybody. So this is not this is chapter 5. We're going to do a little bit of work on chapter 5 and 6 homework problems together. I'll shoot myself doing video per usual. So if you look in your chapter 5 homework problems, numbers 5, 6, and 7 are the only one on the list. I think you'll find 5 pretty easy. 7's pretty easy as well. But let's talk about 6 and then briefly about 7. There's some other problems here about selecting a specific bank, which are not terrible, but I don't know that I always agree with some of the kind of judgment calls and stuff that go on with those, and that's the reason that they're not a big part of your online homework. They're not something that I hit too hard here in the financial planning problems as practice either, because I'm not so hot on them. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, those are all, they're not bad, but it's not a favorite focus of mine. So let's look at number 6 here. Adjusted bank balance. This is on page 148 of the text, at least the one I have. Number 5 from the financial planning problems, excuse me, number 6 from the financial planning problems at the end of chapter 5. Mary's last bank statement showed an ending balance of $168.51. This month she deposited $600 in the account and withdrew a total of $239. That's like going to the ATM and taking money out. Furthermore, Mary wrote a total of 5 checks, 2 of which had cleared. The 2 checks that have cleared total $143. The remaining total $106.09. Mary pays no fees. What's the balance shown at this month's statement and the adjusted bank balance? Well, we know that we're going to be reconciling our bank statement or our checking account. That's basically what number 6 is asking you to do. So let's start with the 168. Okay, with the 168.51 in the account, add deposits, subtract withdrawals, subtract checks that cleared. Now, in the modern day, the checks that cleared, that might actually be debit card transactions instead of paper checks, but it's the same spirit of the thing. So the deposits were $600. Minus withdrawals, $239. That's the amount she took at the ATM. I don't know how she got $9 out of the ATM. Okay. Minus checks that cleared. Well, 2 checks that cleared were total $143, we're told. So this is the amount on her new statement. All right, so all I'm doing here is typing in 168.51, right, plus 600 minus 239 minus 143 is 386.51. That will be the amount of her new statement. Now we know that's not really the exact status of her checking account because she's written 3 more checks that have not cleared yet. Okay, so minus uncleared checks of 106.09. Okay, so minus. This is getting her what we call adjusted balance, so $280.42. Yeah. Okay, so this was chapter 5, number 6, financial planning problems. Now, per usual, if I go and look at the solutions, this is the Word document, but this is the chapter 5 solutions posted online. There's the answer to number 6. 386.51, 280.42 for the adjusted bank balance, which again, that is what we should label this. Adjusted bank balance. Okay, now number 7, just briefly, a quick terminology thing on this. This we talked about CDs, and a lot of times in your slides you can tell I was often talking about CDs that were backed by FDIC insurance, but I did mention many times that that's not always the case. Well, here's kind of an example. This is number 7. You see I have the word new there because this is a problem that was not in the old version of the textbook, so I've made notes to myself about some of the new problems. All right, so this is financial planning problems on page 148 from chapter 5. Number 7. Casey has $1,000 to invest in certificate of deposit. Her local bank offers her 2.5% on a 12-month insured CD. A non-financial institution offers her 5.2% on a 12-month CD. What is the risk premium? All right, well, the risk premium is literally, very briefly, and that's all there is to it, risk premium equals the return promised or expected minus the risk-free return. So in this case, it really is just a matter of 5.2% minus 2.5% equaling 2.7%. That's it. All right. That's the answer right here, number 7 as well. Now, in reality, what you really have to think about is the actual risk that you have at the institution that's offering the 5.2%. If this is an offer made by a very solvent institution, then that'd be one thing. But that's a pretty big spread, considering that we're talking about just a one-year term here, especially. So that might raise your antenna a little bit that, oh, there's something else going on here. Of course, the real question is, how likely is it that I'm going to get my 5.2%? Yeah. So, if there's a chance that you could lose the entire $1,000, or at least a big chunk of it, because the place that you're buying the CD from is not solvent, then that'd be another issue. Okay, so that's it from Chapter 5. That's very brief, only a few minutes there. Let me post this one, and then let's do a little bit of Chapter 6 problems as well for the week, which will be the last ones on Unit 1 coverage.